Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Let's out here, and it is Wednesday, and it's New Year's Eve, and the Raptors are playing on New Year's Eve once again. At least they're not playing New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. They've had to do that in recent years, where they'll play on New Year's Eve, travel overnight, and play the next day. This is crazy. They did like a Boston to Brooklyn here trip where they played Boston on New Year's Eve and then came home and played Brooklyn on New Year's Day. And I went to that Brooklyn game. That was a good game, actually. We won. That was pretty good. They tried to make us have some sort of crazy New Year's Eve back to back, and it backfired because we won the game, the second game. I don't know if we won the New Year's Eve game against Boston, though. But yeah, today it's Denver Nuggets, one of the top teams in the West, one of the better teams in the West. But, well, you're going to catch them now. It's a good time to catch them, Raptors, apparently, because Nikola Jokic is out for a month. And, yeah, let's do the latest lineup news. We might as well. Let's get right into it. Right now, the Raptors are only listing Jakob. We got news on Monday that he'll be out for a week. So they're giving him a real good rest. With the signing of Mo Bamba, we can get away with Yak not being with us for a bit. We'll have to see. You know, is Jakob's return going to line up with Mo Bamba's contract possibly needing to be made a big decision on as far as cutting him or not? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But yeah, Jakob is out, so I expect Mamu to start in his place once again, and it'll be the regular starters because RJ is not going to be sitting tonight. RJ will be playing tonight. He is not listed on the injury list. So Emmanuel Quickly, Brandon Ingram, RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, and Sandro Mamukelashvili, the projected starting lineup for the Toronto Raptors tonight against Denver. Yeah, that's weird. They list Brandon at shooting guard and RJ at small forward. In some ways, I can see that. I can see that. I mean, who do you guys think is the small forward and the shooting guard between Barrett and Ingram? I mean, I for the beginning of the year, I was putting Barrett at shooting guard and Brandon at small forward. But I mean, really, does it matter? In some ways, they're both kind of the same in the same positions. Let's see. All right, Denver's a laundry list, guys. It is, man, in some ways, I mean, I want to win, but in some ways, I have sympathy for the Nuggets right now because of the people that they're missing are so crucial to their team. Is basically Jamal Murray is the only one healthy. Is basically what's going on here. Nikola Jokic will miss at least 4 weeks with a hyperextended left knee, according to Shams. So no Nikola. The first game he'll miss after getting hurt in Miami on Monday night. So no Nikola. I'm sure Darko's broken up about that. In some ways, he is actually legitimately broken up about him because he loves Nikola, his countryman, his Serbian MVP. And in some ways, he'd rather have the challenge of playing him, I think, or maybe not. Maybe he's like, okay, yeah, this is all right. I don't have to worry about Nikola Jokic. This is great for the game plan. I don't know. Either way, it's probably bittersweet. In some ways, he's like, yeah, this is great. But also it's like, he probably feels like that. I'm just feeling like that. Aaron Gordon is getting closer to becoming back. And they're saying that Aaron Gordon will be back near the end of this road trip they're on. They're on this crazy 2025 into 2026 road trip, the Denver Nuggets, which is like 8 games long or something. And we're like the third stop on the trip. And they're going to go through Boston, Detroit, Brooklyn, all these other teams still. And they're expecting Aaron Gordon to return some point during the back end of this road trip. So we're like the third out of 8. So it's not going to be us. So no Aaron Gordon tonight, which I'm not upset about because he's played pretty good since Michael Porter Jr. went to Brooklyn. And he's stepped up his game this year. Christian Brun is another guy that is out today. He is also going to be back around the same time as Aaron near the end of this road trip. But alas, the Kansas Jayhawk, Christian Brun, will not be available for the Nuggets today. And I'm not upset about that at all. That guy is a pest. That guy is annoying. And I am glad that Christian is out because he's annoying. The big acquisition that the Nuggets got from the Nets when they traded Michael Porter Jr. to Brooklyn, Cameron Johnson is hurt. He has been hurt since around Christmas. and he's going to be out for at least a month and a half. This may really hurt the Nuggets in the standings. Right now they're up near the top of the Western Conference, but with these major missing players, they could fall in the standings out west a bit in the absence of Jokic. So it'll be very interesting to monitor them. They have lost a bit in recent time. They're starting to lose right now already, because they've lost quite a few. I think they've lost 4 out of their last 6 games, guys. So they're starting to trend towards losing more and going in more of the middle of the pack for the Western Conference. Losing Nikola Jokic and not having Aaron Gordon and Christian Brune and Cameron Johnson is huge. And the Nuggets may not be at the top of the West at the end of the year, partly because of this middle part of the season where they're missing all these guys. So they could really flatten out their record a little bit in the next month in the absence of Big Joker. Also on the list is Tamar Bates. He is going to be reevaluated in 3 months. This guy has a foot injury. So, yeah, who are the Nuggets going to have then if all their main best players are out? Jamal Murray, as I said, will be here to come home for a hometown visit. Mr. Kitchener will be out there playing, and some fans are out there saying since everybody's out, Jamal's going to drop 50. Jamal Murray's going to drop 50 tonight because none of the Nuggets are there. That may very well be true. We may see an amazing scoring output by Kitchener's own Jamal Murray tonight because they have to have him do it. Seriously. So guys that get graduated up to the starting lineup, well, our old friend, Big Science. That's right. Raptors legend Jonas Valanciunas is the backup center for the Nuggets. So he will step right into that starting spot in the place of Nikola during this period of time. I guess that insurance of having Jonas Valanciunas is going to pay off for the Nuggets in some ways, that they'll have a starting caliber center who backs up Nikola step right into there. Man, that must be nice. The Raptors have gone through some things without Jakob, that's for sure. But yeah, Jonas will be starting tonight with Peyton Watson. He's a young player. Spencer Jones, another young player, very young players. And then the great veteran, the legacy player, Tim Hardaway Jr., probably starting also for the Nuggets. That's their starters. Off the bench, well, our old friend Bruce Brown is the first guy off the bench for the Nuggets this year. He is back in his favorite team playing for the Nuggets. So we'll see Bruce Brown Jr. Running around on the court tonight against the Raptors. We'll have to see what kind of fun and shenanigans that inspires. Old cowboy. Also, Zeke Naji off the bench for them. Jalen Pickett. Julian Strother is day-to-day. He is listed on the list, but we'll see if he shows up. He's probable. Also, Deron Holmes, who we've seen recently in games against the Raptors 905, playing for Grand Rapids Gold. We saw them in the tournament in Winter Showcase, and we beat them. So Deron Holmes, who's playing both teams for Gold and for Nuggets, he'll probably be available because of all the injuries, and they need him on the main squad. Curtis Jones is also on this team, and that's about it. This is a very thin team without 4 of its starters. Very, very thin. This is a scary, scary place for them. Very, very scary place for them without Gordon, Jokic, Brune, and Cameron Johnson. That is not ideal for David Edelman. Let's just put it that way. And as I said, these guys have lost 4 of their last 6 games. And the only 2 games they won were to Utah and Minnesota, and they lost to Houston, Dallas, Orlando, and Miami. So, yeah, they're on a losing streak. They've lost the first 2 games of this road trip already. So, yeah, it's going to be a long road trip, it looks like, for them. It's a 7-game road trip, looking at it now. Yeah, so, yeah, Raptors, we're lucky. We get the Nuggets at this point with what's happened now. And sometimes that's just how the NBA schedule is. You just catch teams at good times and you catch teams at bad times too. That's just how the NBA is. It's part of it. Let's do the refs real quick. The referees for today's game with the Nuggets. In the replay center, Aaron Smith, Nate Green, Pat O'Connell, and Sayesh Mehta. They'll be manning Secaucus, New Jersey replay center to help with the challenges. On the site, we have our crew chief today is Zach Zarba. Zach Zarba, number 15 in his 23rd season out of New York, New York. His favorite TV show is The Wire. He likes the movie The Godfather. His favorite meal is shrimp oranganata. His favorite app is Twitter. He most liked to visit Italy, and his hidden talent is cooking. Zach Zarba considers his most memorable NBA assignment to be his first NBA Finals game between the Miami Heat and the San Antonio Spurs in 2013. Yeah, Zach is a interesting crew chief. We've had him once this year so far, and we did win that game. The favor with the referees today is all for the Nuggets, guys. All three refs are going to be having a higher winning percentage with Denver. We win 51% of the time when Zach Zarba is present. And meanwhile, the Denver Nuggets win 59% of the time. So 51 to 59 for Denver with crew chief Zach Zarba. The second ref for tonight will be Fennessy Ransom, number 70 out of Atlanta, Georgia, in his 8th season. His favorite TV show is 60 Minutes. It's kind of messed up what's happened to 60 Minutes recently, with the dictatorship and the fascism going on in the United States. Censorship of the news and free press is a sign of the fall of freedom in society. So Americans, wake up and watch what's happening here in your country right now under Trump, because the 60 Minutes is a canary in the coal mine, and y'all need to stand up for your rights and your freedoms, because people are coming to take them right now. Just a heads up real quick. Little aside there. Favorite movie, Enter the Dragon. He likes the band The Foreign Exchange. His favorite book is The Tao of Abundance. His favorite meal is hibachi chicken and shrimp. He likes to use Shazam as an app. I guess he's trying to figure out songs all the time. He'd most like to visit Cairo, not Cairo, Georgia, but Cairo, Egypt. Cairo, Georgia is not far from Atlanta. Bucket list, learn how to play the piano, and hidden talent is public speaking. Yeah. Fennessy has 8 years of collegiate officiating experience with assignments in the Big South, Mid-Eastern Athletic, Ohio Valley, Southern, Southwestern Athletic, and Sun Belt conferences, among others. He also spent 6 years officiating high school basketball in the state of Georgia. So yeah, Fennessy Ransom, we've had him a couple times this year already. We were 1-1. We lost the first game he ref this year, but we've won the second game. Our winning percentage with Fennessy is 53%, the highest of the three refs today. But the winning percentage for the Nuggets is even better at 62%. So 53 to 62 is the split with referee Ransom for the Nuggets. The third ref tonight is Robert Hussey, number 4, fourth season, number 85 out of Queens, New York. His favorite TV show is Chappelle's Show. He likes the movie John Q. He listens to J. Cole of the Scarborough Shooting Stars. His favorite book is The Four Agreements. His favorite meal is ackee and yellow yam. His favorite app is ESPN. He'd most like to visit Iceland, and his bucket list is to see the 7 wonders of the world. Robert Hussey has officiated 116 regular season games in 3 seasons as an NBA staff official. He refereed 10 regular season games as a non-staff official in the 2021-2022 NBA season. So he's very much the junior ref, having only refed a certain amount. And, well, he's the worst ref today. We have not seen Robert referee us in regular season. He did referee us in the preseason a couple times. But, yeah, we haven't seen him in the regular season until today. He is in the bad zone. He is down near Murat Kugat. We win 38% of our games with Robert Hussey in his young career. Meanwhile, the Nuggets win 2/3 of their games at 67%. So 38 to 67 is the split with the third ref, Robert Hussey. And as I said, he's down in the bad zone, the bad percentage zone. So it's not the nicest ref crew. I'll say this. They have a favor to the Nuggets, the ref crew, but the Nuggets are decimated. In some ways, we have the home court advantage. And I will say this, Zach Zarba can be a very fair, on the up and up referee. He has been that most of his career. But Zach Zarba is also one of those senior refs that will manipulate for NBA storylines in situations where necessary for the league. I don't think this game in particular has any huge implications or things that the league cares about. So I don't think he will be doing anything funny. But we should watch him for it just in case. Now, the other thing I would say to this is Raptors, even if the referees are against you, just like they were against the 905 against Westchester Knicks last night, 8 versus 5 has been very doable this year. And especially with RJ back and with the addition of Mobamba and having some more size out there. So, even if we have to go against the Nuggets and the refs tonight, I'm fully confident that you guys can overcome that and win this game no matter what. You got home court, you got RJ, and we've got a nice feeling from 2 come from behind victories in the last 3 days. So let's end 2025 on a right note, Raptors, and give Raptors Nation a happy New Year's present by beating the Nuggets tonight. They don't have Jokic, they don't have Cameron, they don't have Christian, they don't have Aaron Gordon. So this is a team that we need to beat the hell out of today. Seriously. Just do what coach wants and play a great team effort overall, contribute all over the place. Because that's a key to the victory right there. With the short-staffed Nuggets, with not all their talent there, that's a huge amount of their payroll that is sitting out and not playing tonight. You guys need to, as a collective, think about how you are contributing to the team's efforts to win, each of you individually. And if we could get like 7 or 8 of the Raptors to play good winning stuff, and it doesn't all have to be scoring. It could be rebounding. It could be a certain defensive thing. It could be any of that kind of stuff. If we get 7 or 8 of the Raptors contributing like that, we'll outnumber them and we will beat them and win this game. That is a sound strategy right there. We just need a collective of contribution that has way more talent overall than the talent that's lining up across the court from us, from Denver, because they don't have their team. They really don't. So just contribute all around. Jacoby, Grady, Oshai, Jamal, Jameson, Mobamba. Just contribute all around, Sandro Mamu. And we should beat them tonight because they are short-staffed and they just don't have the talent to match up with us. In fact, that may be part of the reason why the refs may be a little bit more favoring them, just to keep it more even, a little more competitive. So watch out for all that. There's your ref report and your latest lineup news for Denver tonight, New Year's Eve 2025. Yeah, let's go. All right, let me check in with you guys in the chat. We got Isaac Campbell coming in first, streaking with those Raptors 905 streaking. That's right, 19-0. Technically, that's what I look at. They've played 20 games this season, and they're 19-1 unofficially, but officially 19-0. In this regular season of the G League, they're 5-0 to start as of last night. And before that, they were 14-0 in the tip-off tournament regular season. So 19-0, perfecto. That's right. Yeah, good job, Raptors 905, taking care of the Westchester Knicks in a game that was actually kind of close and a little bit of a nail-biter. Very entertaining, very fun. It was a story similar to what I was just describing for the Nuggets, where the Westchester Knicks only had 8 players available, and the Raptors 905 had 13 guys playing. So, yeah, it was not totally fair, and it was really wear them down and wear them out, and by the fourth quarter, they're absolutely gassed, and we can just win the game. And it ends up being kind of a rout by the end of the game, seriously, because, it was 120 to 109. It was an 11-point win. But, yeah, good job by the Raptors 905. We can go over the stars real quick for that game real fast. First of all, my number 1 star was A.J. Lawson. Brampton's A.J. Lawson got out there, and he's always a speedy spark of offense for the Raptors 905. 33 minutes, 21 points on 7 of 14 shooting, 50% from the field. 2 of 6 from 3, 3 of 4 at free throw line, 10 rebounds, a double-double for A.J. 3 assists, 3 turnovers, 1 steal, 1 block, a plus 11. He's just a leader, man. In some ways, he doesn't belong on G League. He doesn't, but he is there. And in some ways, you got to look at it this way. I know everybody's been saying, why the hell isn't A.J. Lawson on the Raptors proper? He's so much better than the G League. And you're right. But think about it this way. A.J. Lawson is playing for the franchise that is his dream franchise to play for, the Raptors, the team that he watched growing up here in the GTA and went to games. And he's a big basketball guy. The Raptors will always be like very special to him because he grew up in Toronto. And well, the sacrifice for AJ is, do I get in this auxiliary two-way spot for the Raptors and not play in the big league as much, but I'm on the team, on the city that is dearest to my heart. In some ways, there's a sacrifice in that to be where you want to be. And maybe the opportunity is a little bit behind, like not as big or there right away. But I'm telling you, if he plugs away and he sticks around, he's going to find his way proper to the Raptors, guys. It's just, I know we're all anxious for him to get there and for him to have it happen, but it's going to happen all in good due time. Seriously, just wait. You'll see it, and we'll all be very happy for it. Seriously. So, my second star of the game for last night's win over Westchester is Tyreek Key. I thought last night Tyreek Key deserved to get the chain. In fact, I said that after the game. Monique was like, "Who do you think's getting the chain?" And she thought Elijah Martin. I was like, "I think Tyreek Key deserves it because he hit some major threes in the second half to bust the game open and get a big lead on the Westchester Knicks." So Tyreek Key, 21 minutes, 16 points, 6 of 9 shooting, 3 of 4 from 3. In fact, those threes he hit in the second half were very confident threes. There was like a step back three. There was one where he's misdirecting, and then all of a sudden he quick threed, and they were like swish. It's just a very, very cool display of shooting by Tyreek Key. In some ways, very Steph Curry-esque. Seriously. 3 of 4 from 3, 1 of 2 at the free throw line, 1 rebound, 2 assists, plus 10 for Tyreek. I just thought that, he hadn't gotten a chain in a while, and he really keyed the spark for them to win. But alas, he didn't get the chain, and we'll go over who did in a second. My third star of the game for yesterday is AJ Hoggard. Yeah, this was the AJ game. AJ Lawson, AJ Hoggard. The AJs were in full effect. And AJ Hoggard's interesting because AJ Hoggard is not supposed to be playing this much right now. And part of it is Chucky Hepburn got hurt. There's been different injuries at different times. Chucky Hepburn's gotten in foul trouble. And all of a sudden, AJ Hoggard gets the spoils because Chucky can't play. Well, you got to bump him up as the backup point guard, and he's going to play way more. And the thing is, AJ Hoggard, when he's been playing for Andrew Jones right now, he's been gaining his trust because he's more and more contributing. He's not playing in a careless way where he's turning the ball over a lot. He's playing in a smart way where he's setting up his teammates with assists. And he's also been good for scoring points. He's actually been contributing some points. And I was saying last night during the game, I'm like, man, anything AJ Hoggard gives the Raptors 905 is just gravy on top because we don't expect him to do any of this for us. He wasn't penciled in to do this. So it's all just bonus when we see AJ Hoggard filling it up for the Raptors 905. 21 minutes, 13 points for AJ. 6 of 8 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, a +5. Yeah, he's just solid, man. Those extra chip in points, and he's been a solid backup. In some ways, his path is similar to Evan Gilliard last year because Evan Gilliard was really not playing at all at the beginning of the season, was stuck at the end of the bench. But as the season went on, the opportunities opened up, and Evan Gilliard was the starting point guard for the Raptors 905 by the end of the year. And this could very well happen for AJ Hoggard, to be honest. Near more into the season, the two ways may get called up to the Raptors and be there full time. And all of a sudden, AJ Hoggard is running the team for Andrew Jones on the 905. I don't know. We'll have to see how they balance it. But it's good to see some competency with AJ Hoggard, the backup point guard for the Raptors 905. My fourth star of the game is Elijah Martin. The University of Florida product has been a steady, confident scorer for the 905 when things are a little crazy or a little weird. He settles things down with his fundamentals and his execution. And I like that because, G League can go all G League sometimes. And there were moments in the game last night where it was a little haphazard and a little G League-y, if you know what I mean. A lot of turnovers, a lot of ugly play, a little bit all kind of crazy. Doesn't look as professional. Well, Elijah Martin is a good person to bring it back to a certain level of excellence and professionalism because he's measured shots and very, very strong execution. It pulls you out of that, looking non-professional kind of basketball. Let's just put it that way. Elijah, 35 minutes, 19 points on 6 of 16 shooting, 2 of 7, 3 of 5 from a free throw. He got a double-double also with 10 rebounds, 19 and 10. 8 assists also for Elijah. He did have 6 turnovers, which is a little bit too many turnovers. In some ways, that's partly because of the absence of Chucky. He was playing a little bit more point guard without Hepburn in the lineup. And, he's going to make a couple more mistakes because in some ways, he's been playing more combo guard, shooting guard, but with Hepburn out, he had to pivot a little bit more to playmaking. 6 turnovers, as I said, 1 steal, a +1 for Elijah Martin overall in the game last night. Now, the last star of the game is the guy who got the chain. And this is a guy who I didn't expect to get the chain, but in some ways, the reason why I got the chain is because he had the best plus minus, I think, and that's David Roddy. David Roddy in 30 minutes, just 6 points on 2 of 8 shooting, missed his only 3, 1 of 2 at the free throw line even. Not even the best shooting, but he had 11 rebounds, 7 assists, and 1 turnover, and that in a plus 25. So Andrew Jones wanted to reward David Roddy once again with the chain. This is like the second time he's gotten the chain in like the last 3 or 4 games. So, yeah, congratulations, David Roddy. Honorable mention to Jonathan Mobo, 23 minutes, 12 points on 6 of 9 shooting, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, and 2 blocks. A -20, though. Jonathan was not a winning type player yesterday. In the first half, he was really struggling. He really kind of cleaned up his game in the second half and made the stats look better. But yeah, he had foul trouble too. He was getting in foul trouble early on and coming out of the game. He got a little in his feelings too for a little while there. You could tell in the first half he was sitting on the bench a little bit like shook, it seemed like. But I think by the end of the game, he got his confidence and he definitely helped close the game out to help us win by being a very active player. In some ways, he's trying to mimic Scotty Barnes and on the G League level to be like that glue guy who gets a big defensive play in the last few minutes of the game to help the team seal the win. Olivier Sarr, 19 minutes, 11 points, 5 of 7 shooting, 1 of 2 from 3, 4 rebounds, 2 turnovers, a steal, and 3 blocks, a -1. Not horrible. I could say he's an honorable mention too. Jarkel Joyner got the start with Chucky out. 22 minutes, 7 points, 2 of 6 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. Made his only free throw, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 0 turnovers, 1 steal, a +5. Jarkel limited his own offense for others, but also at the same time later, he hit some key shots when we were trying to separate from the Westchester Knicks with getting a lead. So he was helpful in that. Julian Reese didn't play a whole lot. I don't know why. It was weird. He wasn't in foul trouble. I just feel like maybe Andrew Jones didn't like some of the things he was doing out there, so he limited his minutes in this game last night. Julian, 7 minutes, only 2 points, 1 of 3 from the field, 5 rebounds, though, with 1 turnover and 1 steal out there. Let's see, Tyson Degenhart, 16 minutes, 11 points on 3 of 9 shooting, 0 for 4 from 3, which is not like Degenhart at all. 3 for 3 at the free throw line, 7 rebounds for Degenhart also. 0 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 block, a +16 for Tyson. I guess I should give him an honorable mention too. And Patrick McCaw, Raptors champion, got in there for 13 minutes, got 2 points on 1 of 1 shooting, 3 steals, and a block also for Pat McCaw in 13 minutes, a +3 as the veteran, the wily, weird veteran for 905 this year, Pat McCaw, a Raptors champion 2019. On the other side, I want to give a lot of credit to Scarborough Shooting Stars phenom Donovan Williams, who plays in the CBL for the Scarborough team. Well, I was saying in the chat last night, on the west side of Toronto, he's an op. On the east side of Toronto, he's a hometown hero. And, well, he was killing it. He was really, really good. He was the best player for the Westchester Knicks. 38 minutes for Donovan Williams, 33 points on 13 of 23 shooting, 4 of 12 from 3, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, and a steal. A +2 for Donovan Williams. One of the few guys on the other side that was just absolutely going off. And as I said, they only had 8 players, so they're undermanned. It was a valiant effort by the Westchester Knicks. They kept it closer than a lot of teams have with the 905 this year. So be proud, honestly, Disaga Diop and your team. Seriously, because y'all played us better than most of the teams so far this year. And you didn't have very many players at all, like no assignees and 2-ways or any of that kind of stuff. So kudos to the Westchester Knicks, even though they lost, for a valiant effort and keeping the game close up until the fourth quarter. Raptors 905 outshot them 50 to 44%. 10 3-pointers for us, 11 for them. The free throws were pretty even. 57 rebounds for 905 to 35 for the other team. That's a huge area where we beat them. We had absolutely dominant rebounding. And the assist to turnover ratio, little bit not right for the 905. We didn't take care of the ball like we normally do. We had 30 assists with 22 turnovers last night, which is not normal for us. We did beat them in the points in the paint, 66 points in the paint, and also 21 points off of fast break points for the 905 last night, in a great win. And yeah, now they're 5-0 in the G League regular season, and their next game will be Saturday, I think, or Friday. I think it's Friday against San Diego Clippers. They'll play on the 2nd against the San Diego Clippers, and this will be a rematch from a game they played at the Winter Showcase Cup in Orlando. They already beat the Clippers just in the last 2 weeks, so they get to play them again at home on Friday. On Friday, that's right. Yeah, James is here. Good to see Raptor Freak James. Hope Mo Bamba gets extended minutes this game. Having a bench front court of Bamba and CMB is tough. Yeah, I mean, that hopefully could be a lot of rebounding, some shot blocking. You know, Colin's been showing a bit of shot blocking chops. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see it more of an audition for Mo Bamba today. Mo Bamba versus Jonas. You see some of that today. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how much Darko uses Mo Bamba. Maybe because of the way the Nuggets are with their short staff, maybe, I mean, temporary expectations. Just allow Darko to use our new acquisition as he sees fit. And just because we think he should get a huge run doesn't mean he should, because Darko knows best from practice and fitting in. And, you know, he has to really watch out for Mo Bamba coming out there and like just screwing us up, because he just doesn't know what he's doing with us yet. So there's a level of balance. It's like, we'll put him out there. It's like a kid on a bike with training wheels. It's like, well, let's see if he can balance and get down the street without falling on his ass. So it's kind of like, we got to see if he can kind of be competent in what we're trying to do and not muck up the system, because that could be a real problem. You put him out there and you force playing him, and he just screws our team up because he doesn't know what to do, and he hasn't played with the guys enough. So there's a balance to it. And I want Raptors Nation to be more realistic in what they want from the team, the coach, the GM, and everybody involved in the Raptors, because we have a lot of unrealistic things that people say all the time. And I'm just like, why are you saying that? We're not going to do that. So just temper your expectations, James, on the minutes played by Mo Bamba. In some ways, it really is going to be by the feel of Darko and how he feels comfortable using him. So let's see. Trevor's saying words of wisdom this morning. No matter how much effort you put in, if you're using the wrong tools, you won't make it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I bought this, what was it? A lawnmower this year, and I was using it and it wasn't cutting right. And I'm like, what's going on here? It's because it had a guard inside of it that you're supposed to take out before you use it. And that's why it wasn't working. So it's like, yeah, make sure you got the right tools in the right setting to get the job right. Because if you don't, the job won't be effectively done. Right. Right. You got to make sure you got the right tools. This is very practical words of wisdom today. It's like, yeah, if you need the hammer, get the hammer. If you need the pliers, get the pliers. If you need the screwdriver, get the screwdriver. Make sure you got the right tools. Make sure you got the right tools. I like that. Trevor said this, happy game day. Let's do it again. All right. Yeah, I'm all about it. You know, this month I keep track of the records for the Raptors organization, the 905 and the Raptors, and we're doing pretty good this month, considering that the Raptors have not had a really good December as a main club. Obviously, the 905 are badasses, winning like 12-1 is their record this month. It's crazy, and that's fantastic. And then meanwhile, you got the Raptors, who are, if they win tonight, they'll be 500 for the month. So they're 6-7 currently right now. So I'd love to see them get this win against the Nuggets to get it nice, even 500 basketball for the month of December, because honestly, this month started really bad. And we got the Portland win at the beginning, and then we dropped those games to Charlotte and LA, and we lost to New York and Boston. And, you know, then we lost to Brooklyn and Washington. And it's just like, oh my gosh. But we salvaged this month by beating Miami twice, Milwaukee, and more recently, these games that we just won against Orlando and Golden State. So we've got to try and get to 7-7 for the month of December in 2025, and the Raptors will have played 500 ball in a very tumultuous month where a lot of fans were all crazy and feeling like everything was so bad. I mean, it's 500 ball, y'all. Y'all are overreacting, and you're not keeping perspective. Last year in December, we had a horrible December too, but we didn't play 500 ball. We got to keep this in perspective. We win tonight. We had a 500 month, 7-7. That's amazing. That's honestly amazing. And especially since we lost to Brooklyn, Charlotte, and Washington this month, and we're still 7-7. Hopefully, if we beat Denver tonight. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Trevor's bringing up the news. We all knew that Jokic is out for 4 weeks. That's right. And 905-1. That's right. Trevor's saying we are proving to all the negative sports analysts and bandwagon fans they're so wrong about us. Well, you know what came out this morning, Trevor? The ESPN Power Rankings. So let's go take a look at what ESPN has done with the Raptors now. We'll start at the top because it's kind of interesting to see how the hierarchy of the NBA is right now. Of course, Oklahoma City is still ranked number 1. Even though San Antonio seems to own them, San Antonio is in second, though. They have moved up from 5th place to 2nd. So getting some love for Wembanyama and the Spurs as they're the number 1 and 2 teams, the Thunder and the Spurs right now. Number 3 is the Knicks. They stay pat at number 3 in the power rankings. The Pistons have dropped from number 2 to number 4. So even though the Pistons have a better record than Knicks, the media machine is going to put the Knicks above the Pistons. That's disrespectful to Detroit. Right there. That's disrespectful to Detroit. So anyway, Houston is locked in at 5. They've moved up a spot from 6 from last week. Nuggets have plummeted. And this may very well have to do with the losses of these players I just went over. Is the Nuggets were in 4th last week. They have dropped all the way to 6th for the power rankings this week. The Celtics have jumped up 2 spots to number 7 in the power rankings. The Minnesota Timberwolves stay right at the spot in 8th. The Lakers have fallen 2 spots to number 9. There's a lot of dissension with the Lakers and JJ Redick right now. JJ Redick is not happy with the Lakers' effort, and there's a little bit of toxicness going on there. DeAndre Ayton out of pocket in interviews recently. What do you expect? What do you expect? What do you expect, Lakers Nation? Y'all got DeAndre Ayton out there. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, y'all are at 9th now. Phoenix Suns have jumped up from 13th to a 10th because they've been playing a lot better. And guess who's at number 11, guys? That's right. We moved up a spot, and the Raptors are ranked number 11 on the ESPN Power Rankings this morning. 11th. They think we're the 11th best team in the league right now, guys. I mean, in some ways, I'm very happy with this because, listen, they started us in the ESPN Power Rankings this year at 27, and we are sitting at 11 on New Year's Eve. And this is what they said. A couple of clutch wins and back-to-back have buoyed the Raptors standing following a slump, which included a dismal 21-point loss to Washington. See, they got to put that in either way. Toronto beat the Warriors in overtime and nipped the Magic by 1 point. And Scotty Barnes was a star in both games. He posted a 23, 25, 10 assist triple-double against Golden State and sank the game-winning free throws against Orlando, helping to cement his all-star case. Yeah, I like that. Zach Cram wrote that. Other than pointing out the 21-point loss to Washington, I mean, yeah, you wrote some nice things there. So we jumped up a spot to number 11, and we leapfrogged Orlando because Orlando was above us. They're now at 12th, and Miami is at 13. They actually moved the Miami up 2 spots for some reason. Golden State is at 14, and the 15th is the Philadelphia 76ers, who dropped from 11th. So we jumped over Philly and Orlando in this latest lineup power rankings for ESPN. So a little bit more respect for the Raptors stateside from the ESPN power rankings this morning. Number 11 out of 30, guys. That's not bad at all right there. That's not bad. Nameless is saying, let's fucking go, Lex. Happy New Year's, Raptor Freak. Familia. Yeah, I was speaking some Italian yesterday. I hope I did all right, Nameless. Well, let's do the straight goods on Canadian goods. Guys, Allen's is a juice company here in Canada. You guys probably seen Allen's. Allen's has got apple juice, and I've got a cranberry juice right here. Allen's is a great Canadian company. I mean, they're founded here in Ontario. They started as just like an orchard growing fruit, and they're like, man, we got so much fruit. What are we going to do with it? Let's juice it. Let's make it into juice. So, y'all, Allen's is a great brand. You see Allen's at the grocery store, know that this is 100% Canadian company and that you're supporting Canada's economy by buying Allen products. So when you see the name Allen's, it's straight up helping out Canada in general, and even for Ontario, because it originates this province. But they are nationwide, and this stuff's so good, man. I love cranberry juice, man. You know, I'm 50. I turned 50 this year. So in some ways, cranberry juice is my friend. You know, in some ways, you can gauge how old you are by whether you like cranberry juice or not. If you're a kid, you're like, it's sour. I don't like it, Grandpa. I don't want to drink it. Well, I'll drink it then. A younger me would chug this whole thing on the air right now, right in front of y'all. But I think that would be ridiculous right now. I'm older and wiser. So yeah, Allen's cranberry's great. Straight goods on Canadian goods. That's a great brand right there for you to buy. If you see it in the grocery store, that's right. Allen's. There you go. All right, little commercial, doing my part. Canada first. That's right. Raptors Champs is here. Good morning, freaks and champs. Freaks and Geeks, that old TV show. Raptors Freaks and Champs. That's right. This is a different new show, and it's set at Degrassi, and Snake is there, and Drake is there, and we're there, and yeah, it's Freaks and Champs. That's right, not Freaks and Geeks. This is Freaks and Champs. That's right. Good to see you, Raptors Champs. UC's here. Good to see you, UC. Hey, hope y'all have a great New Year. Happy Raptor. Hope you have a great New Year, Raptor Freaks. There you go. Thank you, UC. I hope you do too. Be safe. I will say, yesterday we had a classic card for Malik Sealy on the show, and Malik Sealy was a victim of drunk driving, where his life was taken short from him in the middle of his NBA career. He was only 30 years old in 2000. Malik Sealy was leaving the birthday party for Kevin Garnett, and a drunk driver going down the wrong side of the road ran into him and killed him. And, well, tonight is a night where people like to celebrate. And, there is a lot of snow coming down outside here in Ontario also right now. I'm looking at it right now. Be smart, be safe. There's all kinds of great programs if you want to celebrate tonight and get inebriated. There's nothing wrong with that. Go do that. But if you're going to do that, have a plan. And, the TTC is free for people tonight. So you get on that subway, get on that streetcar, get on that bus, get on an Uber, get on a taxi cab, walk if you have to. Just do the things, have a plan. That's the biggest thing. If you're going to get really drunk, you have to have a plan for how you're going to handle your night so you stay safe, because you don't want any kind of tragedy like what happened to Malik Sealy. So please, I'm a strong advocate on this issue. No drunk driving. And if you have to drink, you definitely got to make some plan for what you're going to do tonight so you can have a good time and there's no bad side of it because you were reckless and careless. So yeah, very, very much do not drive tonight if you've been drinking. Please do not drive. There's so many reasons why you would not have to, because there are so many different ways you can do things to make sure you don't. And that's like a free TTC. That's I think Uber and Beck Taxi actually have some things going on for New Year's Eve also. So please be safe out there tonight. I implore you, as somebody who's been charged with drunk driving many times in the state of Florida when I was a drunk and still drinking, I'll tell you right now, don't do it. You can ruin your life. You can lose your license. You can lose somebody's life. You can lose so much taking that stupid ass risk. So I'll get off my soapbox and just do that public service announcement. In some ways, in honor of Malik Sealy, guys, in his memory. Seriously. All right, let's keep going. UC saying Jamal got to carry the Nuggets if he wants to become the first-time All-Star. Yeah. I mean, this may actually be a weird way to help him get to become an All-Star because Nikola's out. Because all of a sudden he's going to have to carry more. And maybe he's going to have some crazy stats in the next month. And all of a sudden, the people that are looking at All-Stars are like, man, why has Jamal Murray never been an All-Star? Because he hasn't. And that's ridiculous to me. The playoff performer that he's been in the past and just the resume he has, he's a champion, for Pete's sake. And that man is not an All-Star. How the hell did that happen? I don't know. In some ways, it's like, is Jamal Murray a good example of the bias against Canadians and saying like, yeah, begrudgingly, we'll finally give you an All-Star? begrudgingly, SGA, you're finally an MVP, even though you probably deserved it maybe a couple years, the first couple years, but you're the champion this year, so we can't deny it. So you are the NBA MVP. I don't know. Are they giving us awards up here as Canadians begrudgingly? Because I tell you right now, Jamal Murray not being an all-star already at this point in his career is a travesty. It's absolutely a travesty. I'm going to say that right now. Yeah, Nameless is saying Jamal ain't dropping nothing on that boy JKW tonight. That's right. You're saying Jacoby Walter is going to tie up Jamal Murray nice and tight like a package from Christmas? Yeah, you're going to tie him up with a bow and be like, woo, look at that pretty wrapping paper. I'm going to wrap him up just like I'm working at the Bay 20 years ago. And there's a lineup down the hall there. Everybody needs their presents wrapped. Damn it. I'm going to wrap them up. Jacoby Walter style. Number 14, get out there and hold Jamal Murray down. Yeah, we do have a roster, a plethora of guys to throw at Jamal. I mean, if we can do this to Steph Curry on Sunday night, we can do this to Jamal Murray on Wednesday night on New Year's Eve. Just give him a little Oshai Abaji at first. Here's some Ojai-itis first, kid from Kitchener. Here you go. This is Oshai Abaji. Yeah, we don't have Anunoby anymore. We used to give OG-itis to people. When OG would be on our team, he would come out and he'd give OG-itis to the best scorer on the other team. Well, we don't have that this year. We have Oshai-itis. So we can give you some Oshai-itis and maybe a little Barnes syndrome. Yeah, you need some Barnes syndrome, some maladies that'll hold you down and not let you score 50 on the Raptors, Jamal Murray. Yeah. Oh, this kid, this is Dr. Walter. Dr. Walter will come in to see you now in the examination room, Jamal Murray. Yeah, he's going to hold you down. That's right. Why not? Let's just throw a little dick at him, too. Whoa. Did you say it that way, Lex? Yeah, I did. Yeah, there's a couple different guys we could throw at Jamal tonight to just give him different looks. Try and stifle him, try and stifle the great scoring threat that he is. We would do this to Steph. We could do this to Jamal. We could do this to Jamal. That's right. That's right. Kaspar fam is here. Good to see you again, man. Christian Brune is pronounced Brune. Brune. Yeah, I don't give a shit. He's an op. I don't care. I was calling him Christian Braun for a long, long time. I've gotten to the point where I call him Brune. And I don't call him Brown. I mean, they can spell it however they want to spell it. If they want us, he wants it to be Brown, just call your name Brown, Charlie Brown. Seriously. And go ahead and get a little squiggle for a hair, too, while you're at it, Christian Brown. I don't know, whatever this bullshit is. I'm going to call him Christian Brune. Brune. And put some fake-ass German accent on it. I mean, either way. I mean, I know this. I've heard the announcers do this, but in some ways I'm trolling. Sometimes I call him Pablo Boncharo. This is trolling, just so you realize here. Yeah, Niete, Lenola. That's right. Nameless is saying Jacoby is going to be turning off pumps and boilers. Turning off pumps and boilers. Interesting. This is like plumber talk, right? UC saying Brune being pronounced as Brown is always surprising to notice. Yeah, I think like it's hoity-toity. It's like, who the fuck are you? Your name is Braun. No, my name is Brown. Well, why didn't you just fucking spell your name Brown then? I mean, that's the way I look at it. Little Charlie Brown looking motherfucker. I mean, seriously, here, I don't have to respect him, y'all. I don't. Casper, because he's not playing even. So it's like, what is he going to do? The bench is learning to grow into their next man up mentality. Better late than never. Yeah, I mean, it's not even late. It's just that the failures and the struggles of the Raptors bench recently has been part of the process. If everything just went smoothly for these guys all the time, it'd be like, wow. This is maybe not them getting to the highest levels that you could because it's too easy. So the struggle is part of the learning and growing. And, it's just that we've had a lot of the bench guys all struggle at the same time, which is not ideal. It's better if like, hey, you take your time to struggle this week. I'll struggle next week. But this is the growing pains of a young core and having a lot of players under 25 years old. And it's natural. It's natural. I feel like Raptors Nation is so knee-jerk with their reactions, and they feel like whatever's going on presently is just how it is forever. It's so immature and just short-sighted. There's so much that changes every single day with young cores in the NBA as far as whether they're successful or not, and whether they're growing or whether they're struggling, and they're always growing even when they're struggling. So that's part of it right there. That's part of it right there. Let's see. Name was saying no water for Denver tonight. No water, no sugar tonight in the coffee, no sugar tonight in that tea. That's right. Ba, Canadian goods once again with some Guess Who there. That's right. Let's go. Isaac saying Nardwar is getting the Order of Canada. Is this true? Is this true? Wow. I'm proud of Nardwar, man. He deserves it, man. He should get the Order of Canada. You know, some people say that's facetious or goofy. Why would they give it to him? It's like that's really slumming it. No, that man is a Canadian treasure. And him getting an Order of Canada absolutely makes sense to me. He's been a great contributor to the arts. And as a former college radio DJ myself, I identify with him. He is a person of my ilk. So he's very much like that. Isaac, I'm gonna give you a dunk for information on good news. And I love that. And I know he's telling me the truth. He wouldn't joke around this. This doesn't sound like a joke. So 353 for Isaac. And you know what, Isaac? The countdown is for today. This is it. This is it. If Kareem doesn't show up and throw some dunks down real quick, you're the dunk champion this year because you have the lead 353 to 342 right now. You have a 11-point lead now over him. In some ways, you know, you just had a strong finish. I think these 905 games, you've had a lot of good, like funny stuff. And so Isaac, in some ways, is going to deserve this dunk championship over Kareem. This is crazy. I wouldn't have called this year that we're going to have a new dunk champion by the end of tonight. And tomorrow we'll do the dunk ratings for 2025 on the show on New Year's Day. And I'll go over the rankings of who were the top dunkers for this season, this year, for 2025 on the channel. So Isaac, man, you got to dunk for information right at the end here. Troy Henry's here. Good to see Troy Henry, man. It's been a little while, man. Raptor Freak Troy Henry, good to see you, man. Always great to see people return to the chat and say hi. I don't want to jump the gun, but I think we have this one, but we can't take the Nuggets lightly. Yeah. I mean, I feel good about it too. I mean, ESPN matchup predictor is predicting us. Let me look at the latest one, because last night they had us favored like 68% to win the game against the Nuggets tonight. And I'll check the updated number right now, just by the minute, because they could change it partly because of injury news. So let's see. Yeah, they got us at 68% to beat the Nuggets tonight. 32% Nuggets matchup predictor on ESPN right now. And that's fantastic. I feel pretty confident, but Troy Henry's right. This is the thing. With a franchise like the Nuggets, you have to respect their culture. And you have to respect their possibilities of going above and beyond, even without many of their good players. So they can't take them lightly. They can't come in feeling like, oh, we were probably going to win this one. They could lose if they have that attitude. So they need to come in like they normally always would. And in some ways, they should come in just like they're going to play Nikola anyway, and come with that kind of attitude and effort. And that will ensure that they win tonight. So don't take this lightly, Scotty. Don't take this lightly just because Nikola's out all of a sudden. Come in there like he would be playing and come with that attitude and ensure the win. Because that's another thing too, is like, look, y'all could be lackadaisical. Y'all could be let it down because you're like, oh, this isn't as tough a Nuggets team. We'll beat them. I'm not worried. Don't have that energy. Seriously. Take this very seriously and get to 500 for the month. Yeah, no, I agree exactly with Troy Henry right here. He's exactly right here. We can't take them lightly, even with the injuries. HC saying this, Robert Hussey is a true yard man and not giving us some wins in Jamaica 2.0. Damn. Hopefully he gets some Jamaican food from the concourse and he hooks us up. You know, this is true. HC is exactly right. The undefeated is right. The Scotiabank Arena has some really good Caribbean food at this point. Like they got jerk chicken, like roti. They got all kinds of stuff in the concourse you can actually get in the arena at the stands. And I usually do. Like when I go, I like to get the roti when I go to Raptors games now. If I'm going to eat in the arena, I'll go to the stand that's got it. It's right around 110. And I see some of my old friends still working in the stand. And when they have the stand that has actual workers in it and not this automated bullshit. Yeah. Robert Hussey's just a young ref, and we haven't seen him a whole lot. And in the games that we've seen him, he has not been nice to us. So I'm watching him. Out of the 3 refs, Zach Zarba, in some ways, is the most fair. Fennessy can be finicky. Fennessy, like the last time he refed in Toronto, he was really mad. Like he got so mad, but it wasn't at us. He got mad at Jordy. It's right. It was the first game that we played against the Nets, and I went to that game and got this jersey because that was the game I went on the ticket from Brandon's dad, Donald Ingram. He gave me a ticket. I went to the game, and I bought this Brandon jersey in honor of that. And Fennessy was reffing that game, and him and Jordy got into it. Jordy Fernandez of the Brooklyn Nets, and Fennessy was so mad at Jordy that he asked the other refs to switch assignments on where they would stand on the court, so he didn't have to stand anywhere near Fernandez. He was so mad too. I saw it in person, like the energy in the building. Ransom literally came and started running the other sideline away from the coaches because he was so pissed off at Jordy Fernandez and something they said. So yeah, don't piss off Fennessy because he has a temper. He has a temper, is what I learned from that game. He does, yeah. UC saying, has BI3 missed a game for us? I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, he's had those couple of scares where he had to go to the back and get checked out, but he has not missed a start. No. This is very important to Brandon. He after last year, he wants to maximize as much as possible how much he can play. So no, that's true. He has not missed a game for us yet this year. That's right. HC saying no Jokic for me for a month means I'm losing my undefeated season very soon unless Yahoo blesses me. Well, this is just where you show your mettle, HC. Seriously, I know you're the undefeated in our fantasy league, and now that Jokic is out, you're scared. Well, come on, man. Just take the challenge and go to your level of excellence that you can. You're just going to have to figure it out, my guy. Let me see how you're doing so far this week. How are you doing already? You do have the lead over Gerald. So, in some ways, it'll have to do with who you play because some of these teams are autopilot and they're not really actively competing. So, maybe you'll catch a break during this month. You should look at your schedule and see which teams are the toughest coming up while Jokic is out, and you can figure it out. But you're leading Gerald right now, and you know it's Gerald's birthday today. Happy birthday to Nako the Nacho, guys. It is Nako's birthday. So, HC, you're playing a birthday guy right now in your week in the fantasy league. It is Gerald's birthday today. Love you, Jerry. I hope you're having a fantastic New Year's birthday. Yeah, we love Gerald and Nako the Nacho. That's right. That's right. HC saying, yeah, BI hasn't missed a game yet. Love it. Yeah, let's knock on wood. Let's wish this for him. Because in some ways, that's a badass thing if he can play the whole 82. Seriously, that's something that would be awesome for him. Yeah. Yeah. UC saying that's amazing. Great to see he bounced back well from his injury. He can give a lot of credit to the people that helped him rehab. And a lot of them is the training staff of the Raptors. Dr. Alex has been, just like for Kawhi, a real godsend for Brandon also. And, there's probably a lot more confidence and stability in knowing that you have a staff with Dr. Alex on it to really support you as far as like monitoring and making sure that, you have more confidence because the Raptors are really up on this stuff, obviously. And Brandon Ingram, well, let's get you at 82, man. Knock on wood. We want this for him. We want this for him. That's right. Fiercey's here. Good to see you, MJ. Good morning, fam, and happy game day. No Nikola, no problem. We've got this. I'm fairly confident too. But just like Troy said, don't take this team lightly. This is still a pedigree kind of team. And, the values and the culture of the Nuggets, well, will they show through with the lesser talent? Next man up? We'll just have to see. The thing about the Nuggets, as you get into their bench without their starters, they're very young. And, guys like Strother and Jones and Watson, these guys are like in their first 3 years of the league, some of them, and they make a lot of mistakes. And there could be like some opportunities because they're making young boneheaded mistakes. And the Nuggets would normally be more cleaned up with their veteran guys out there. Tim Hardaway Jr. is a player we're going to have to watch out for tonight. He's been a Raptor killer in the history of the Raptors, a guy who just comes and gets a lot of points against us and has a chip on his shoulder against us for some reason. So I expect him to possibly be the secondary scorer with Jamal tonight as far as carrying the Nuggets scoring load. So we got to watch Tim Hardaway Jr. because he's just, for some reason, he always has a big game against the Raptors. If you guys know that are longtime Raptors fans, you've seen this guy do it too. That's right. That's right. Fiercey saying, low key, we've been better than the Nuggets while Jokic was healthy, but the refs helped them. Well, we can't gauge this for sure. We can't gauge this for sure. G's here. Good to see a good game. Roddy was very impactful. Glad it's not always the top scorer getting the chain. Encourages the team and winning plays. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that too. And I mean, he gave Pat McCaw the chain at one point, and it really Pat didn't score any points, and he was just like he was a defensive spark for the 905 in the game that they gave the chain to Pat McCaw. And it was just kind of like because he came out there and I think he got like 4 steals just really fast. And that was a reason why he got the chain. So yeah, it's good. We just want team play, good team play. And as I was saying yesterday, the Raptors 905 are just so talented and deep and diverse. Their team has just got such different kind of weapons and players. And the thing is that Andrew Jones and his staff have done a really good job of playing the 905ers to their strengths. Like they're playing what they're really good at, each one of their players in their bag, and what they're not playing outside of their wheelhouse. And in some ways, they're locking in like jigsaw puzzles to make one big, beautiful picture because they're taking care of all the necessary things you need for a basketball team to win. And they're all very diverse. The team is very diverse. Each player is got their own little kind of signature thing that they are on the team, and how they interact and how they work is just it's fantastic. I mean, even between like Tyreek and Jarkel, these two guys come off the bench and they're both scorers, but they're different type of scorer and kind of the way they go about things. And then you got a young player like Reese, who's just a raw, big power forward that's just a rebounder and takes up space. But then you got Sarr, who's a longer kind of defensive center. In some ways, he can shoot threes somewhat, but he gives a whole other look. And then you got Roddy, who comes out and he's just a rotund veteran that is very powerful and forceful with his game. So yeah, it's really cool to have the different personalities, the different diverse skill sets of the 905 roster, because they're very different. All those guys, it's very cool. UC saying, I feel like the 65 games minimum played should be lowered to 60 games. Kawhi wouldn't have made all NBA and all defense for us in 2019, even though he completely deserved it. That's an interesting case. Are you saying like, yeah, because Kawhi only played 60 games, he would have missed out on all NBA stuff that year? Well, thank goodness they hadn't changed the rule yet by then. I don't know. I like 65. I think that rule has actually been very effective at getting guys to play and show up for games. Now, when players are missing, it's not because of frivolous Ben Simmons shit. It has to do with real injuries at this point, because nobody's trying to miss games at this point when all NBA and things like that can be messed with for them for that season if they were out too long. I mean, that was, right away last year, that rule came out really good for the Raptors because that really encouraged Scotty Barnes to play as many games as he did last year. So I think that rule has been fantastic. I don't know about lowering it. In some ways, I think 65 is about right. If they did lower it, I mean, that may be because of what you're saying, but I don't think so. I think that if you can make how many games is that missing? That's only like 17 games. You can miss 17 games in a season. That seems reasonable. That seems reasonable right there. If you put another 5 on that, that's 22 games. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know about this. Yeah, Blackhawk's here. He's watching. Raptors champs is saying, salute to Darko, a coach that will hurt players' emotions to win. I was afraid he would be too soft to bench IQ when needed. He made me proud. I mean, it's never been that case, guys. Like, he's hard on these guys. I've seen him go off on Sandro in games, in the middle of games. I've seen him go off on Grady in the middle of games. I've seen him go off on Oshai. He goes off on people all the time during the game, and you even see it, and you guys aren't even picking up on it. Everybody thought he was just soft on the players and just he's happy-go-lucky, and they're just so happy and stuff. No, he holds them accountable, and he comes down on them, and he doesn't mince words. In fact, in some ways, his approach is so direct, they respect it because he's like, they know they're good with him if he's not saying anything to him, because if there was something he was going to say to them, he would. There's no elephants in the room like Nick used to talk about. We say, oh, there's an elephant in the room. We need to talk about this, guys. No, Darko's not letting any elephants in the room. If he has a burning desire to tell one of his players something to change what he wants them to do, he will tell them. He's not holding back. He's not holding back at all. The thing with IQ is like, look, once again, I'm going to say this. Everybody who's celebrating because IQ got benched, that's silly. Why? It's just another day in basketball. It's not a really big, huge deal, honestly. He's going to pick different guys to close the game on different nights. And just because IQ wasn't at the end of the game the other night is not really a big deal. I know in some ways it symbolizes to people like Raptors champs. It's like, oh, okay, it shows that Darko will do these kind of things. And I like that. I like that you're more encouraged and you believe in the coach more because of it. But to me, it was just the right move at that time. And it's not really a detriment to IQ. It's just that in some ways, these guys were the right combination of guys to close the game out against Orlando. And IQ just wasn't in the picture for that. And that's not a big deal. This is normal stuff in the NBA, but everybody's acting like this is a monumental thing that Darko did. It's not really. He'll probably do it to IQ again at some point during the season, but expect him not to in a lot of games also. This doesn't mean that you're never going to see IQ in the clutch moments at the end of the game. That would be crazy. We need him in the clutch moments. It's just that in that moment, he went with that, and that was a smart coaching decision. It worked out. And, IQ's happy to get the W just as much as everybody else, even if he wasn't on the court for the end of the game. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting thing. I just think that the Raptors Nation's reaction to IQ getting benched on Monday night is a little over. It's a little too much. It's like, this is just a little, it's like innocuous to me. It's like, okay, this is basketball business. This is just another day at the office. Oh, everybody's going crazy because he got benched. Like this is a victory or something. This is not a victory. This is not a victory. This is just a coach coaching. And he made a good coaching decision. That's the way I look at it. There's going to be a night where he's going to pick IQ and he's going to play him. And he'll absolutely kick some ass for us and win it. There may be a night where he picks him and plays him and he fails. And then the Raptors fans will be upset. It's basketball. This is just how it goes, right? It's just how it goes. Fiercely saying Allen's peach cocktail is magnificent. Just bought it this morning, actually. The peach cocktail? Well, I've got the cranberry cocktail. All right, I'll take another swig. Yeah, straight goods on Canadian goods. Support Canadian industry and economy for more Canadian jobs. Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. My body's going to be so happy, too. Because this is so antioxidants, right? Yeah. UC saying Darko being in the hot seat or not, he will coach his behind off. So glad we have him as our head coach. Yeah, I don't think he's in the hot seat. If Darko's in the hot seat, he's with casuals or Raptors Nation. They're just toxic and weird. There's no reason to think Darko's not doing a good job. I mean, this whole time he's been doing the job. He's been super consistent with the players out expenditure of energy. He's gotten consistently all the players, even before when he had Siakam and Schroeder and Anunoby. For the most part, he's gotten amazing, good expenditure of energy on the court from the players bought in and going crazy on defensive schemes. And then the other thing is, even through like 2 seasons of losing, the first 2 seasons of Darko, the spirits were always high and the vibes were always high. And like even at the end of seasons, when we just win like 20 games or 30 games, everybody's like, yeah, we want to come back and keep playing. They're not tired. They're like, I want to continue this work that we're doing with the Raptors. I can't wait for next season. That's kind of what happened at the end of the year. Everybody's like, oh, the season's over. Well, I'm excited about Brandon coming in. I want to see what we're going to look like next year. I can't wait to get back. And that's part of the reason why all the Raptors get together all summer and work out the whole damn summer together all over the place. These guys weren't bought in, locked in like this. Some of this is really has to do with Darko, guys. Nick Nurse probably didn't have these guys locked in like this and committed as Darko did. So there's a lot of different stuff to the levels of it. And the other thing that people are worried about with Darko is that they think he's just a development coach and that he can't coach when they start winning and start doing more in the playoffs. Well, we'll just have to see. The jury's out on that. We'll see. I think that he's going to be an excellent tactician and coach in winning times when playoffs runs are going to be going on. I think he's going to be very good. We should be very pleased with what he does. So, but yeah, some people just don't. I don't know. Some people just want to be negative. Some people just want somebody to blame. And the coach is a real easy target to blame in a lot of situations. But man, I think he's done a fantastic job. And the growth of the rebuild In the 3 years of Darko to be at this point on New Year's Eve, 2025, the results are there. We're seeing them in what we're doing right now. That's it right there. Yeah. Mo's here. Good to see the super fan, Monique Lawrence. She was in the chat with us on the 905 game last night. Always good to hang out with Mo, watching some G League action. Good morning, Raptor Freak crew. Happy game day. Happy New Year's to all. Go 905, go Raptors, and go to the game. Go to the game, Monique. Go to the game. She is going to be down there for New Year's Eve to see the Nuggets and the Raptors play in person at the arena. She will be representing the RFF on site to bring the good vibes to help us beat a top Western team in the Denver Nuggets. That's right. I know Mo's going to come through mission accomplished tonight. Oh, yeah, I know she will. She's going to bring it. That's right. That's right. Kesper is saying, haha, okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm crazy. I may say, I don't know. I'm going to mispronounce things for sure. I will. Mo's saying, keep voting for our All-Stars. Yeah. Yeah, one of the reasons why Scotty's not higher in the votes is because of his points per game, guys. The way they do the All-Star site is you listed by the highest points per game scores, like at the very top. Like the highest scorer in the league is the first person on the ballot. And because Scotty sacrifices his points per game for the team and he's under 20 points per game, he's pretty buried on the Eastern ballot. When people just come in there, some of them are voting for who scores the most for All-Star team. I've known people in the past that every year for All-Star voting, they only vote for the top scorers, and that's how they do their ballot. So Scotty's missing out on votes partly because he isn't a higher scorer in his points per game. And this is the overimportance of scoring in the league and the fans and the way they look at it. And that's why, because people aren't getting low enough into the Eastern All-Star ballot to where Scotty is because of where his points per game is. So once again, we shouldn't worry about it. Sure, we'd like go vote for him, keep voting for him, but the coaches will take care of Scott. He will make the All-Star team because the coaches put him on it. He will. He will. That's right. Keep voting, Bo. Let's see. Thank you for the reminder, Mo. I just voted for Raptors and players. There you go. It's like a 3 times vote day all the time. So make sure you vote on the 3 times days for sure. For sure. Fiercely saying, be safe tonight, fam, and may 2026 bring y'all numerous blessings. Even if dark times arise, embrace the lessons learned when you'll overcome them. There you go. I like that attitude. That's a great attitude to have about it. And blessings to you in the new year and Fiercely Jr. and all your family and everybody, Marie, for sure. Yeah. Neil's saying, my vote is so nice. I vote twice. Yeah, he's somebody who would get voter fraud because he's voting twice on 2 different accounts. I mean, that's fine. I mean, there's some crazy people out there who probably have like 20 accounts they're voting on every day that are all unique emails, which is, that's a lot of work. If you're going to put that much work into voting for All-Star, okay, go ahead and do that. I mean, in some ways it's goofy. Some people may have bot farms that are voting for All-Star like crazy, and it's just really nuts what they're doing. Really, really nuts. Monique saying, keep up the great work, Elijah, in the community and on the court. Yeah. Elijah Martin has been surprising me more and more, and he's been very steady. That's the one thing I like. He's been very steady and consistent. And like I said, he's bringing a level of professionalism to the 905 that's needed in the G League. Trust me. Yeah, Mr. Roger Raymond is here. Thank you for supporting the channel, Roger and Neil and everybody else. Fiercey. Happy game day, Raptors freaks. After a year of low-key tanking, the young Raptors are learning to be resilient to adversities. Perhaps learning how to still play well when they are tired. Yeah, I mean, I've never really thought what we were doing was tanking. I hate that word so much. And everybody who still thinks that that's a viable option for a team strategy, you just need to stop. It's dead. Adam Silver hates it, and he will penalize teams that try to do it. So all the fans that are always saying, we need to tank, you're idiots. You're idiots because the league doesn't want it, and teams will get in trouble for doing it. So, yeah, I've never really thought we were low-key tanking. I think that we were just playing as to our ability and winning as we should. And it's not that we were doing it on purpose or anything like that. And that's why even at the end of the year last year, when we had our easy part of our schedule and we were still winning and people were saying, why are we winning? Why are we doing this? I always hated that. Like this mentality that you're supposed to lose to get a high draft pick is so stupid. It's like one of the dumbest things that has arisen in the last recent years in the NBA. And I don't know, the fans that think that it's a viable strategy for an NBA franchise, just erase your head of that whole thought because it isn't. It is not. And it honestly was never proven to actually work. You can't say that the Spurs tanked to get Wemby. That's bullshit. In some ways, they were just a very bad team that played badly that year, and it lined up for that. Once again, the Sixers tried to tank on purpose, and have they gotten anything good because of it? No, they haven't. So it doesn't work. And in some ways, you're going to get the wrath of Adam Silver for doing it. You're going to get that wrath for sure. Thank you, Roger Raymond, for your support this year. And let's have a great 2026. That's right. Let's keep going. That's right. James is saying quickly shot making is needed in the starting lineup. Fuck what the haters say. Yeah. Yeah. In some ways, it's partly that he is also, just such a threat that he can help in different ways. No, he's a very valuable player. But it is going to be sometimes he's not going to have it and he's going to look bad on certain nights. So and that's just normal. Every NBA player goes through stuff like that. Every NBA player. I'm with you on this. I'm totally with you, James, on this. Kareem's here. May I share some New Year's resolutions? All right, Kareem Thomas, dunk champion. His title's in jeopardy today. I want to see what he does here. It might be crazy. We might be getting a little dunk competition here real quick right here. He's saying, all right, Kareem's saying, I will stop yelling, fuck you, ref, you suck at my TV. I will lie to myself about this by January the 3rd. All right. In some ways, I felt like I needed to be a little bit of a therapist for Kareem at times when we're watching the games on Discord. He's coming in and he's putting in comments. I want to be honest, Kareem. I don't know what's going on with you in your life, but like I feel like you've been more negative recently in your comments. I'm like not as lighthearted and happy-go-lucky and comedy. It's more like dark, the energy coming from you because you're saying crazy stuff, like, and you're just a lot of anger. And that's why I've specifically been trying to work with you. And I'd like this resolution. I do. You know what? I'm going to give you a dunk for this comment, but not because it's funny, because I hope it's true. I hope it's true what you're doing and maybe really actually try and do this. There's no reason for you to verbally outburst at Raptors games at home with your family in the house and get yelling and crazy. There's no reason to do this. We can't control this. In some ways, this gets back to my program as an alcoholic, as far as the serenity prayer. Understand what you can and cannot control in this life. And this is where you get off the hook, Raptors fans, with the Raptors winning and losing. You cannot control whether Raptors will win or lose. So when they lose, don't go in the deepest, darkest pits of despair, because that is not what the serenity prayer teaches us. Is understand what you can and cannot control. And you cannot control whether Raptors have won or not. So let's separate it and be more autonomous with our feelings and emotions from the outcomes of Raptors games. And I get it. You may want to yell at Fantasy Ransom or Zach Zarba tonight. And you know what? In some ways, that may be healthy outlet. I'm just saying it's no reason to change your whole demeanor, your whole attitude, and ruin your day. When the Raptors lose to the Wizards on a Friday night, am I pissed off? A little bit, but also at the same time, I can't control this. And I wash my hands of it for the rest of the night. And I think this is where we're going wrong as a Raptors nation is people are sitting in the feelings too long. Maybe they're like, man, and they get mad because they don't want to feel like they lost. So they lash out at the team, the coach, and the players. It's so toxic. So I would say wash your hands of it. You can't control whether the Raptors win or lose. You can try and help them by going the game and getting loud. You can try and support them with energy and prayers and say, please make that shot. But ultimately, what happens on the court is up to them and what happens. And you got to absolve yourself of the responsibilities of the emotional baggage is what it is. But yeah, I'm going to give Kareem a dunk for this because I want this self-growth for him. I want him to be absolved from feeling the intense emotions that he goes through sometimes during a Raptors game. 3:45 for Kareem Thomas. There's still time on the clock. 3:45 to 3:53. This might get interesting, guys. Let's see. He's got a lot more comments here. Let's see what else he's saying. Here's another New Year's resolution from Kareem. I will not overreact to one bad quarter. 2 bad quarters, however, remain unacceptable. I mean, sometimes, I mean, listen, that Brooklyn game was not fair because they were no sleep and they had a lot of bad quarters in that game. In some ways, you got to allow them to be human and have like tiredness. I will not check Tankathon until after All Star break. No promises. Is that a site? I don't even know what that is. Is that something that monitors whether teams are tanking? Man, whatever that is, I don't even want to know what that is. Kareem saying, I will stop comparing every young player to Vince, DeMar, or Kawhi. Why only those three guys? It's like, why don't you put Draymond on that list too? Just like everybody who gets compared all the time, like the main players that get compared to all the time. Draymond's like one of the main ones. Everybody tries to say everybody, oh, that's guys like Draymond. That guy's like Draymond. He's saying, I will remember that development takes time, except when we're down by 12. It seems like you're making a lot of stipulations to get out of your New Year's resolutions. Like you're saying that I'll do this, but only then by this, and that I'm going to do this, but if it's like this, it won't be like this. No, you got to just stick true to it and just be. This is the resolution, Kareem. This is where you're going to break your resolutions right away, unless you really make them concrete and solid. Solid. I mean, you can't have stipulations here. You can't. Mo's saying this the other day when Mo went to the Orlando game, she hung out with Bobby Webster. Yeah, this is super fans like this. Super fan knows Bobby Webster, and she went to the game and watched the Magic lose by 1 to the Raptors, and she got to talk to Bobby. She talked to him about Mo Bamba and signing him. And apparently, she said that she even left the game with Bobby Webster. Like when they were leaving the arena, Bobby was walking out with her, talking to her. That's pretty cool, man. I know Bobby Webster's an amazing person and just a really, really cool dude. Very, very intelligent, very, very top notch executive in the NBA. But him giving the time and hanging out with Monique at the game on Monday night just shows a lot of who he is as a human being and a character and his character. And kudos to Bobby. And I think it's so funny too. It's ironic that Bobby Webster's hanging out with Monique the day after he signs Mo Bamba, because like I said with Mo and I have such a long history of hanging out and talking online and being friends that we have been talking about getting Mo Bamba on the Raptors for like 4 years at least, if not longer. And it's kind of funny that she sees the guy who got Mo Bamba on the team the day after he got him. And it's just a nice, like, comes around all in a nice bow kind of thing. So, yeah, Mo's saying, thank you, Bobby Webster, for the time in the chat. I still can't believe it. Yeah, you should believe it. They know who you are. Come on now, Mo. They probably know who I am, too. But they know that I should stay unofficial because I can do more for them by not being officially affiliated with the Raptors. If I was officially with MLSE or the Toronto Raptors, I couldn't say the shit I say on this channel. So I have to be an independent fan and doing this kind of stuff. And I in some ways, it's like, even if they offer me a job with MLSE, I might not take it just to have the freedom that I do what I do on this channel. Seriously, because in some ways I would be handcuffed to like worrying about how I reflect on the company and the organization. And in some ways, being a fan who's an independent, who has no official connection to them, I can say the stuff that they want to say on this channel and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe about refs and different things like that. So yeah, Bobby Webster, let's give him a dunk. Why not? Let's give Bobby Webster a dunk real quick for hanging out with Monique. So yeah, Bobby Webster, you're getting a dunk today, man. Seriously. And that says a lot, man. Bobby Webster's a real one. And, he probably was listening to us. And he went and got Mo Bamba. Probably was listening to us. Kareem saying this, I will respect opposing teams unless it's Boston. I like that one. I'll give you a dunk for that one. You can get a dunk for that one. Because, you don't have to respect them totally, depending on what's going on. Some of them you should, though. You should respect them, though. All right, where's Kareem on the chart? He's in right there. All right, you're at 348. Uh-oh, Isaac. Uh-oh. He's creeping up on you all of a sudden with his resolutions. All right, let's see. What's the next one? I will stop blaming coaching, refs, injuries, and the basketball gods all the same game. 2 out of 4 max. See, you keep making stipulations. You say you're going to do one thing, and then you say, but I will do this in this case if it's this. I don't know about this, man. I don't know about this. I think some of this is ironic and funny, and maybe some of these resolutions should be just in general for Raptors Nation. I think that he's showing as an example is like maybe more people should be taking these resolutions that Kareem's doing. I think maybe, yeah. I will enjoy the rebuild and will not stop watching and supporting you, Lex, the greatest Raptor freak alive. That's a very sweet thing to say. That's very nice. This is a whole mentality. The channel is called Raptors Freak, and I may have used the name Raptors Freak since the beginning of the franchise. I had an AOL email called raptorsfreak at AOL.com. Yeah, that's how old I am. And I had an AOL email, and it was raptorsfreak at AOL. But it's a mentality. And if there's a legacy that I put forth in the future of people having a Raptor freak mentality about how they're a passionate fan for the Raptors, well, then I've done my job. That's all I say right there. I appreciate that. This is a very kind thing to say, Kareem Thomas. Very, very kind thing. Fiercely saying, Kareem, you have 20 minutes to collect 10-ish dunks. Go. Yeah, it's on the clock. I mean, in some ways, it's like he can try and collect a few on the Discord still, but it's tough to get dunks on the other places. The stream is the best place. Stream is the best place for sure. Let's see what else she's saying. Both Isaac and Kareem are winners to me. Thank you for making us laugh throughout the streams. Yeah, they've definitely been funny. It really is true. Isaac Campbell has had a very strong fall season for making me laugh. He has been on fire, especially in the G League games. Just some of the goofy shit he's been saying has been just so absurdly funny. And that's part of the reason why he rose up and caught up in the stratosphere with Kareem. Because Kareem's usually up on a whole tier way above everybody else because he's just so consistently getting dunks. So this is kind of interesting. G saying my basketball resolution is I will continue to yell at refs. There you go. I like that. I like that. All right, G, you want to dunk for saying you will yell at the refs continue? That's great. That's a great resolution. I have an interesting resolution. My resolution for this year is to go out and hike more this year. I live out in the middle of so many great hiking trails in Ontario. I want to go, and my goal is to go to 25 different hiking trails next year. So at least once a week, I think I'm going to try and get out there and hike and go and explore more of the nature and the trails around my area. And just to get, I don't know. I feel like that's a good, healthy resolution that's fun and doable and gets me out of my shell of, hanging out at my house all the time. Let's see. James is saying this. Lex, what was your favorite Raptors game in 2025? That's tough. That's a tough question. You know what? It's tough. I mean, I guess I should look at games that I went to because that they're more important because they're games that I actually was at and I felt the energy in the building. That game where we beat the Nets and I went and got this jersey that I talked about earlier that I went on the Ingram's ticket. That's pretty special and kind of crazy to me because I got to meet Brandon's dad. I met Sandro's friend, Alessandro. I met Sandro's fiance, Mercedes. And, we won that game and Brandon had a big shot and, it was memorable. So maybe that Nets game on that Sunday where I got my Brandon City Edition jersey I'm wearing today. And Mr. Ingram gave me the tickets to go. And I sat in the friends and family section with IQ's family. And I was yelling and cheering with them. They loved me. I was like the loudest person. And it's almost like I gave them more energy to be unafraid to be as loud as possible because they were chanting with me and yelling with me. IQ's family is so passionately rooting for the Raptors, guys. Really are. It was cool. I got to talk to Colin Murray Boyle's brother for a second, James, and his mom was there too. I said some nice things to her. So I think that game was my special moment, was going to the game and sitting in the friends and family section and being around the Raptors loved ones. It was kind of cool. It was very, very cool. Let's see. Isaac's saying this. Fiercey is just standing there holding the ball while Kareem is wide open under the net. Okay, Kareem. In some ways, I'm trying to see if he can catch up to you. You have to do way better, Isaac. You have to do way better. That's not good enough. James is saying, damn, can't believe it's almost 2026. Time flies. That's right. Last day of the year. Get your 2025 in now while you can. Randolph is here. Lex, what is being highlighted after not bringing what is being highlighted after not bringing IQ back in the game was the coach not sticking with the hot hand that got us back into the games by opting to bring back a player because of rank. Yeah, no, and I like that. That protocol is important because it did seem like for most of the season, it's just default. The starters are going to play the end of the game. And there should be some leeway in changing that as far as like this bench player is just going above and beyond. They deserve to finish the game, especially if their energy and the flow of the game and the way things are going defensively is way better than with that other person. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm actually really relieved that Darko did it too. But I think what I'm saying is more I think people are overdoing this, and some of it is malice towards quickly, and that's not necessary right now. It's not necessary. It's just a basketball coach's decision. And it's kind of interesting. Blessings to the Phillips family, all the Raptor Freak families. That's right. That's right. J Rock Demp is here. Good morning, and thank you for the subscription. All right, let's see. What is he saying? Okay, this guy's going political, and I don't even know who this guy is. He's saying something about Carney's budget will add something to the debt. So this is obviously some sort of political activist who's anti-liberal because it's just the liberal party. And it doesn't even have to do with probably the politics of things. You know, a lot of conservatives are very happy with Mark Carney. It's very interesting. He's very centrist. I'm not very happy with him in some ways, but I'm not going to read your comment because I think it's kind of full of shit. I would say this people that get worried about spending by the government are crazy because the government's spending money anyway. Like this whole thing about the states saying, oh, don't spend this money. Well, they've overcorrected and now there's no money being spent on the public at all, and they're going to hurt for it. You know, when we pay taxes, we want the government to spend money on us for our programs and us to be taken care of. And that's why I support social programs that help out people. So I don't know if you're fear mongering that we're going into debt. Ooh, boogeyman, who cares? I mean, this money is all ridiculous and unrealistic anyway already. And does it have really any strong impact on us economically as individuals? Maybe. But I would say this, if we're spending more money here in Canada and we have Canada first things going on, I think our economy is getting stronger. We've added jobs. And actually, Carney's done a very good job as a prime minister. So I don't know. I mean, this seems like this is just a dumb bot that's come in here, or maybe a political activist who's anti-liberal and trying to be scaremonger. I think that we've got a centrist prime minister right now, and I'm an NDP. I'm not actually a liberal, and I'm gonna have to ban you because this is not the right first step into here, and I don't even know why you brought this up because we're not even talking about anything that has to do with this. So I'm sorry, guy. Thanks for the subscription, but you're gone. Hasta la vista. And in some ways, if you came in here and said some shit about Doug Ford, I might have gave you a dunk. I might have given you a dunk for that. And I'm just picturing your Jonathan Torrens at Trailer Park Boys, J Rock. That's who this was. Yeah, man. Yeah, Carney's budget is going on crazy, man. Yeah, man. Okay, J Rock. Go and find Julian and go drink some fucking tub wine or some shit. J Rock, you old crackhead. Come on now. Come on now. That's right. All right, Fierce's saying this. My resolution is not to have resolutions. Waste of time for me. I don't follow them. Yeah. I mean, I think that some people really want to do things like quit smoking. That's great. You want to start working out and go to the gym. That's great. But how long will you stick to these things and really lay them in? That's the thing. Don't make resolutions if you're just going to be half-ass about them and they're gone within the first week. So, make it resolute. And I am very much going to go to those hiking trails. Yep, I'm going to for sure. That's right. Criscom's here. Good to see Criscom. Criscom went to the game last night for the Raptors 905 versus the Westchester Knicks. Let's see what he's saying about the game last night. What's good, Lex? Great game in Saga last night for the 905. I'm not going to lie. I was getting a bit nervous in the third when New York had the lead, but right before the fourth, the Raps took over. And it was smooth sailing all of the fourth. This team is well balanced. Criscom, you enjoyed it, eh? It's such a good atmosphere. It's a little bit smaller scale, obviously, than Scotiabank, but a lot of the same elements are still there, and you can have a really good, loud, fun time. I was wondering if you sat in your court side because that's a real experience right there. Lindsey Dunn was interviewing Elijah Martin about his trash talk yesterday. And apparently his mom came to the games at Orlando for the winter showcase. And because that's not really open to the public, it's really the scouts and the executives for the NBA. That's a very quiet room. So apparently, Elijah's mom sat in the crowd in Orlando and she heard her son talking all kinds of crazy junk on the court that she had never known he does in a game. Yeah. Elijah likes to talk trash. In fact, he is a proponent of it in all kinds of competition. He said, if you're playing cards, you're playing football, you're playing anything, you should talk trash because it's part of the fun of competition. So he's a big trash talker. And man, he can talk a lot of trash with the record the 905 have been doing out there and how they're destroying people. But Elijah's out there talking trash. But his mother had no idea that he was like that until Orlando recently. And she came up to him and she's like, what are you saying out there? I didn't know you were like that. And so he's like, yeah, mom, sorry. It's just part of my competition and just how I get up to play. I thought that was so hilarious. I bet if you were sitting close enough, Criscom, you might have heard some of the trash talk in Mississauga at Paramount Fine Food Center last night. I love it. I'm glad you went and had such a good time. The 905 experience is awesome, and I recommend it to anybody. In some ways, if you live closer to Mississauga than downtown, support the 905. Go to those games. They're a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Reggie's saying this. At the end of the day, it's just sports. Unless you work for the team, play for the team, or a family member or player, don't get so crazy for it. I know. We don't need to be delusional fans like that weird movie with Daniel Stern when he was a Celtics fan, Celtic Pride or something like that. These crazy delusional fans, like the Robert De Niro movie called The Fan or something like that. You know these movies I'm talking about. Nobody needs to be like this. This is still sports. This is still supposed to be fun. And in some ways, people, I've dedicated my life to the Raptors, obviously, but I'm not in this crazy, like psycho passionate fan that's like, you can't just don't do this. Be crazy. Don't be crazy like that. Seriously, that's what we're saying. Let's see. Shaq Lindsay saying this. I know you don't do this, so I will do it for you, Lex. Raptors fans, Freak Nation, go out and vote for Scotty to be in the All-Star game. That's right. Vote for Scotty. I did. I've been voting for him. I've been very steadily voting for the starting five of the Raptors. I've been switching Yak for Sandro sometimes because Yak has been hurt. And then on the West side, I've been definitely voting for Dylan Brooks and Jamal Murray every single time. See, Nuggets fans, I'm voting for your guy, Jamal. I am. And then I'll vote for Chris Paul because it's funny. Yeah, vote for Chris Paul on the Western side, Clippers, because that's a funny vote. And then I've been voting for SGA too at times. I'll vote for DeMar. I'll put votes towards the GROAT DeMar DeRozan. Sometimes I may even throw a vote to Jonas just for the hell of it, just for fun. You know what I'm saying? Well, look, I got a super chat, guys. Appreciate the super chat from Shaq Lindsay. That's awesome, man. I appreciate you, man, so much. Thank you for supporting the channel, man. You are awesome, man. I really, really appreciate that, man. Let's see. Keep on going. Excuse me. Reggie's saying, now, when I was in my teens, I was crazy for the Rockets. However, I grew out of that. Yeah, I mean, you gotta think about your own mental health. It's no excuse to just go deranged just because the Raptors are losing. That's no excuse. That will not hold up in a court of law. Oh, the Raptors lost, so I went crazy. Oh, yeah, that's not going to work. Sorry, that will not work right there. All right, let's keep going in the chat. Great to see so many names in the chat this morning once again. Fiercey's got Mo on blast. I love it. And Monique's saying, Scotty got a player of the week vote nominee, but Kawhi and Jaylen Brown take it. Kawhi Leonard's the player of the week for the Western Conference. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's crazy. Leonardo's here. Good to see Raptor Freak Leonardo. Go Raps. That's right. Go Raptors. I'm with you on that. Shaq Lindsay saying this. BI has a shoe in, but how can you play basketball with one shoe? Let's get two shoes in and vote for Scotty. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think either one of them will get voted in by the fans. I think that the coaches are the ones who will have to take care of both of them. And I don't know. The case for Brandon is not as strong as Scotty, but the case for Brandon is there. And I have heard other announcers on other teams saying that Brandon Ingram's an all-star. So we'll just have to see. Part of it will have to do with where we are in the standings closer to the all-star game. And right now where we are could warrant two all-stars. I mean, we're in the top 4 of the East. And, they probably won't do that. And it may very well be that Brandon's on the outside looking in, unfortunately. But Scotty's going to make it. Scotty's going to make it for sure. If Scotty's not on the All Star team, that's a travesty. And it's absolutely wrong. Brandon has a really good shot, but the whole thing is they may be like Toronto's not good enough to have two All Stars. So we're only going to give them Scotty. So we'll just have to see. We have to temper our expectations and know that the politics of the NBA is always in play in what happens. Most give me my cutoff. W stream, W vibes, go Raptors for life. Keep at it always, Legs. Raptor Freak Crew, strong forever. Just help me limit the comments. Let's try and keep climbing. I like that. I'm going to do the Instagram stories because y'all voted on it yesterday. And you do want me to do this segment still. So we're going to do the Instagram stories. AJ Lawson's got his player of the game graphic up again for the game last night. He was awesome, man. AJ, you just keep doing what you do, man. You've been so fantastic. Chris Boucher, what's going on there? That looks like a cake or something, or somebody is getting engaged. I don't know what's going on there. James Wade and them went to the 905 game last night. It looks like James Wade went to the 905 game with his son and his wife, taking in the Raptors 905. Pretty cool. There's Lindsey Dunn looking very purple last night. She had a purple jumpsuit on, and she was very, very purple. Very, 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 very purple. Very purple indeed. And she's got an interview with Andrew Wiggins out right now. Or no, that's an interview with A.B. Audibert with Andrew Wiggins. So I don't know. Let's see. I don't know what he's saying there. Andrew Wiggins is an interesting guy. Let's see. Elijah Martin's got highlights from the win over Westchester Knicks last night. Some of the nice dunks that he had and different great offensive plays. He did have a very big emphatic dunk and near the end of the game. It was kind of like the exclamation point on, yeah, we winning this. Bam. And the thing was, when he did that dunk late in the game, Criscom will know because he was there in person. He punched that ball through the hoop so fast. I thought he missed it because he went so quick, but his hand, he just went so quick. He just like put it right through really fast. It was one of those dunks like that first one that he had in Summer League this summer. You guys remember where he gets up there and he just throws it down on them. So nice. Such an exclamation point. Yeah. And Elijah was in the community, just like Monique was saying, giving back to the kids at I guess he was at the MLSE Launchpad. Probably is where he was. Jonathan Mobo's got a new commercial, Serious Players Only commercial with one of his old teammates from San Francisco, and they're just chatting in the commercial. It's very interesting. Jonathan's kind of acting, kind of acting in it. It's kind of weird, man. He's kind of acting in it. But yeah, let's see what else we got. Andrew Jones is very proud of his team. He's got the score from last night. And yeah, he's been awesome, man. He is such a forceful coach. And this is the thing. I'm going to say this right now. I feel like Andrew Jones should be on the short list to become a possible coach of the Raptors in the future. Seriously, I don't want anything to happen to Darko, but if things change over time, he's somebody that I would be very happy coaching the Toronto Raptors down the road if we had to have that happen at some point, because he is just like that. Seriously, this season has opened my eyes to how he's sustaining the 905's win streak, where they could easily let down at any point and lost a game, but they have not. 19-1 in 20 games. That is impressive. I'm telling you. And he is a real coach, and he gets a lot out of his players. Like I was saying, they're a diversified skill set, and he's getting the best from each of his players and their strengths. And that is a big, huge thing right there. It's a big, huge thing. Jamal Shedd's got pictures of him and his friends and family from the game the other day. Let's see. Oshai's got a entry pick with him and Grady. Grady behind him, the two Jayhawks hanging out in the entryway. And there, Fred VanVleet has got this posted right now. The parts of you that you're ashamed of hold the most power. Accept yourself. Be yourself. You cannot realize the potentialities and possibilities inherent in that unique and special something that is you, if you keep turning your back on it, feeling ashamed of it, hating it, or refusing to recognize it. Man, that's really deep stuff from Fred. And his podcast has been huge. I'm waiting for the next episode. But that episode with Kevin Durant has been so monumental and earth-shattering with so many repercussions from the sound bites on it. I think Fred's a little precautious right now on releasing more unguarded podcasts because he's having a real strong influence and a voice that he may not have realized how much power he has in it. We see Fred in his rehab. He's running in a weird, like, wet runner thing where he's underwater with his legs. So it's good therapy for him as he gets strength back in his knee. as he rehabs. There he is in the Rockets pool, putting in that work, and there he is on the court, and there he is with Pascal. If there was any speculation about Fred and Siakam not being cool with each other anymore, well, put the rumors to rest, because Indiana played Houston recently, and Fred and Siakam were just as thick as thieves as always, just as close and friends as always. You know what I'm saying? So everybody thinks that those guys aren't cool. You're crazy. They're fine. They're fine. Let's see. Mercedes, it's got couples that work out, stay together. That's cool. Let's see. Wubbs has got good pictures of him. He's been saying never too high, never too low, because that's the right attitude as a basketball player, because of the highs and lows of games, winning and losing. It's all that kind of stuff. That's right. Let's see. Sandro Mamu with a picture of him and Goga from the other night, the two Georgian players reuniting and playing against each other in competition. Let's see. We got the Tempo. I've got World Basketball Day on blast from the other day. And there's Monica Wright Rogers, 2025 Wrapped. So they're doing their whole recap of what's happened with the Tempo franchise at this point, the new jerseys, the new coach, the new GM. And, well, the players are coming next. The players are coming next. Let's see. That's about it for the Instagram stories. I have an OG story, but who cares? OG's playing for the Knicks. All right, let's see. Let's keep going. UC saying, my New Year's resolution is to go to a Raptors playoff game. Yeah, you'll get a chance to do that. You'll get a chance to do that this year. So, yeah, be on top of it, UC, and hopefully you can get in there. It was crazy. I was very risky in the 2019 playoff run. I didn't go in the first round against Orlando. I didn't go in the second round against Philadelphia. I didn't go in the third round against Milwaukee. I was like, I'm going to go to a playoff game this year, but I want to hold out. I waited until game one of the finals and that was the playoff game I went to. And that honestly, that was that wasn't the first playoff game I'd ever went to in Raptors history, but it was the first finals game in Raptors history. And yeah, it was really special. I know you're going to get this resolution. You're going to get it. Yeah. Shaq Lindsay saying, we were complaining all season about not having enough center depth, but I think by the end of January, there's a strong possibility we will end up with 3. Yeah, Mo Bamba works out and we invest in him to stick around for the rest of the year. That's Sandro, Jakob, and Mo Bamba. And that's kind of all we really wanted, was that kind of depth. Just that extra guy, just in case. If Yak's back is a little funny. That's it right there. Nick Richard, Mo Bamba, and Yak. You think we're going to get Nick Richard still? Well, I'm counting Sandro. He's one of our centers. I'm counting Sandro. Shaq saying Mo Bamba's salary will push us over the luxury tax, but the move to bring us under is Oshai for Nick Richards. That's interesting. That's interesting. We'll have to see if that prediction comes true. It could very well, but we'll have to see. I don't know if Nick Richards is necessary to get at this point. We'll have to see what Bobby thinks. Kareem saying, I dedicate all my dunks to Fiercey and Superfan Mo. They are my best fans. Shit, am I doing a retirement speech? Fuck that. I got one more in me. Vince Carter meme. All right. That one's, you worked hard for that one. I like your selflessness, and some ways I'm going to reward you for being selfless. All right, he's really coming on strong here. 351 now, and where's Isaac? Does that mean he's passed him? 353 for Isaac. So you still need one more dunk to pass him right now. This is very close. Very, very close. Okay, Isaac's coming back here. I'm working today and not allowed to dunk on the Leafs? How funny is that? I have Kareem's jersey retired in the rafters of my basement. All right. In the idea of fairness, this is pretty good right here. This is juicy stuff here. This is kind of the dunk off I wanted. 356. All right, Isaac, I will reward you on that one. You can dunk on the Leafs. What are you talking about? You can dunk on the Leafs. Kareem saying, I'm on a fast break, and Isaac's flying down the wing. I was going to toss him an alley-oop, but drew an and one instead. Sorry, Isaac. I'll treat you to a Denny's breakfast. All right. We'll do this one, too. We'll do this one. The action's fast and furious right here. Right at the end of the buzzer, these guys are trying to win the dunk championship for 2025 by being funny. 354 for Isaac, for a Kareem. 354 for Kareem. 356 for Isaac. So close. So close. Good game saying this. When I played sports, I was a crazy trash talker. After the game, I was always polite and normal, and it really messed people up. They never expected it. This makes me like Martin more. Yeah, he said that it is really part of his strategy, that he described it as this. I'm trying to take the confidence away from them as I build confidence in myself. So he's really talking trash to mind games to make another player have less confidence. So that's a big part of it. And who knows what he's saying exactly, especially with the Raptors 905 and the way they're kind of terrorists right now with their defense. He could probably say some crazy stuff to opposing players and back it up because they are 19-0 officially. It's crazy, man. Kareem saying, if Isaac wins, I'm mailing him my Isaac Hayes record and going to ask him to sign it. Why? Why? Isaac Hayes. I guess Isaac's gone as far as Chef. Chef is gone. Isaac Hayes in his memory. Okay. All right. This is a weird one. You know what? I'll give you a dunk for that. I'll give you a dunk for that, Kareem. This is so close, man. All right. 357 now. So 357 to 356. So he's technically ahead of Isaac right now by one. Crazy, crazy. All right. Let's see if Isaac has a next part. Shaq Lindsay saying, Happy New Year, Lex. I appreciate all you do. I appreciate you guys for being here with me. Like I said, this is a two-way street. My show is as interesting as I am with you guys interacting with me. And, it's a two-way street. You guys are definitely like cue cards, and you help me have the ideas of what I should be talking about because you're bringing up the ideas. And I appreciate you guys for it. I appreciate you guys so much. It's a two-way street. Happy New Year to you, Shaq Lindsay. And I hope that 2026 is the most blessed, bountiful year for you and your loved ones next year for all kinds of ways. That's right. Cool Cat's here. Good morning to the coach, Cool Cat. Good morning, Raptor Freak crew. I wanted to make sure I can connect to wish everyone an amazing, safe New Year's celebration. This community is close to my heart. Love to all. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. You are too. You're a very important Raptor Freak for many years now, Cool Cat. We love you so much. And I hope you have a fantastic celebration tonight. And here's to a prosperous, amazing 2026 for you and your loved ones also. Only the best for all the Raptor Freak families this year. That's what I'm saying right now. Kaloy's saying, I created 5 NBA accounts and voted Scotty in. There you go. There you go. You're doing your part, Chloe. All right, I'm going to give you a dunk, Chloe. You're going to get in on this real quick. He made 5 accounts just while we were on here, and he went ahead and did that for Scotty. He's doing it for Scotty. 103 for Chloe. 103 right now on the dunks. James is saying, how long is Pirtle out for? They're saying he's going to be out for the next week for sure, and he'll be reassessed next week, probably around Monday or Tuesday. So we'll see where he's at then. G saying, Happy New Year, everyone. Enjoy 2026 and touch grass. Yeah, the snow is covering the grass right now, but maybe you can dig it out and touch the grass just in honor of Scott real quick. Most saying, Lex, and resolutions, I never have any. You never have resolutions? Well, I want Mo to just, you know what her resolution is? To see the Raptors win more. That's just it. But she doesn't even have to make that resolution because that's just the standard setting for the super fan Monique Lawrence is see the Raptors win more. That's a great resolution right there. But that's just life. It's just her. That's every day. Mischief saying Raptors must have good endurance coming back in fourth quarter back-to-back games. They're the fourth quarter comeback kids. This evening game, I'm going to do heavy lifting in the first half and treadmill in the second half. That's awesome, man. The base man is working during the games. I'm doing my workouts. I already did my first 3 workouts of the day, and I'll be going into my 4, 5, and 6 after this stream's over. And I'll go get Adriana, and we're going to spend New Year's together watching the Nuggets game. So that's kind of what's coming up with me. I'll be working out too. But yeah, they do have good endurance, especially on the second night of a back-to-back to come back and beat Orlando the way they did on Monday night. For sure. Yeah. Isaac saying Kelly Olynyk from the streets was right about Mo. Kelly Olynyk from the streets was right about Mo. What are you talking about, Kelly Olynyk? What? This might go over my head. What did Kelly Olynyk do? What? UC saying if we go up against the Celtics in the playoffs, then I'm definitely going to at least 2 home games to boo the shit out of the Celtics bozos. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that'll be the first round matchup. The way things are lining up, it's looking like we're going to be 2 of the top 4 teams and be home court advantage teams. And there'll be later rounds if we see the Celtics, I think, is the way it's looking right now. Kareem saying, nah, for real, though, what a blast of a year. Respect to all the Raptor freaks. Isaac should get an award for his 4 quarters segment. That was Seymour. That's Seymour that did the 4 quarters. And we're going to give Seymour a dunk. Even though he's not active in the chat right now. 279 for the share of Seymour Pay with his awesome 4 quarters segment this year. Yeah, that's funny. You totally screwed that up, Kareem. Should I deduct the dunk from him? Should I just deduct 1 point from him or something like that? Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm deducting a point from Kareem for getting it wrong. It was not Isaac. It was Seymour. And guess what, guys? You guys are tied. You guys want to do Dominique and Michael Jordan and be tied for the dunk championship this year? Because that's the way it looks like right there. Yeah. Yeah, that's hilarious, man. Isaac's saying one day Kareem will have his statue outside the real jerk. It might be a football statue, but he still tries. And he's doing a callback to when we were there, all of us, man, because that's when I met Kareem. And Isaac was there too. And a lot of the Raptor freaks were there on a karaoke night on a Thursday at a Real Jerk at Carlaw and Gerard. Man, that was a special moment right there. What a callback right there, man. What a callback. All right. I'm so tempted. I want to bring you guys up together. So in symbolism, I'm going to call this contest over. It's over. It's over, Vince Carter. And I'm going to say that both y'all get a dunk right now, and it's close, and y'all both won. You guys tied for the dunk championship this year. You guys have tied for the championship, and it's going to be the last number is going to be 359. 359 for Isaac and 359 for Kareem Thomas. We have a dunk tie for the tie of the league. All right, and we'll talk about this tomorrow too. Well, I'll go over the top dunkers all in the list. We'll do the top 10 dunkers of 2025. So, yeah, there you go. Hot Take Jay's here. What up, Hot Take Jay? It's been a little while, man. What up? Long time no see, man. See, this is what I'm saying. Y'all don't have to be here every day. If you show up like a year or two later, like it's fine. Just come on in and say hi. I'll remember you guys. That's right. Hot Take Jay. Yeah. Good to see you, man. I hope you've been doing very, very well. Raptors Reddit reactions. Do we dare look at this? Do we care? People really want Scotty to get the All-Star team is what it's looking like here. Let's see. Is there anything else that's worth talking about? Yeah, there's just all about Scotty getting on the All-Star is what they're talking about like crazy. Crazy. All right. That's pretty good. All right. Let me see. Let's go to what's next. Let's see. Is there breaking news on Blue Skies? Not really. It's just the Tempo posting some year-end cap review. We did the straight goods on Canadian goods. Let's do the birthdays real quick. Happy birthday to former Raptor Tyrone Corbin. I don't know if you guys knew that Ty Corbin finished his career in the Raptors. The last year that Tyrone Corbin played, and he played in a long time in the league, guys. He started in 1985, and he retired in 2001 as a Raptor at the age of 38. And that year in 2001, with Vince Carter on the team, Ty Corbin was on our team, and he played 15 games. He started one of them, and he averaged 1.3 points per game. So happy birthday to one-time Raptor, the milkman, Tyrone Corbin, who's still currently an assistant coach in the NBA right now. He was a Raptor, guys. So we're going to say a happy 63rd birthday to Ty Corbin. Ty Corbin. Also, current assistant coach of the Toronto Raptors, Mary Andrade. It's her birthday today, guys. She is 50 years old today. Happy 50th birthday to the Portuguese former WNBA player, Mary Andrade, our assistant coach. She speaks Spanish. You know who Mary is. She's on the bench, in the back of the bench, on the Raptors bench right now. And, well, she played in the WNBA, guys, for a few years. She was on the Cleveland Rockers back in the day and also played for Charlotte Sting. So, yeah, she was also an international player also, and she's out of Old Dominion. So happy 50th birthday to assistant coach Mary Andrade of the Raptors. That's right. Current assistant coach from Portugal. That's right. So that's a big birthday right there. Yeah, 50 years old, guys. That's a big one. That's a big mile marker right there. That's a big one right there. That's right. Trevor's saying, I like how Charles Oakley blamed Vince for that loss in the Sixers. You got to bring this up right now. All right. Trevor's bringing up. This is not news. This is not that new. I've heard Charles say this in multiple places over the years, that he really, truly feels that Vince Carter made them lose against Philadelphia in that game because he went to his graduation. A lot of people have tried to say, oh, it wasn't a big deal. He got there back in time. Larry let him use it. He asked everybody he could do it. But Charles is saying that he thinks that the Raptors would have won that game if Vince hadn't screwed around and went and walked for his graduation. I'm with Charles, to be honest. Honestly, I think that it was a distraction and it was too much extra bullshit on that day for such an important game. I know a lot of people try and make excuses for Vince, and they say his family's educators and you need to do this. But there's dumb stuff like he didn't even get his diploma that day. It got mailed to him in another way and all this other stuff. I don't know. I thought it was silly. He could have walked at another ceremony. And that particular day, I felt like he was selfish. I felt like he's being very selfish. In some ways, it's symbolic of his priorities in his life. That's part of the reason why I was so mad at him that day, is because, look, dude, you're taking the Raptors further in the playoffs than they've ever been. And this is the most important game in Raptors history. But instead, you're going to fuck off and go get graduated. And it just shows in some ways that, like, he wasn't truly a real one in the most dedicated ways for the Raptors franchise already by making that decision, guys. Seriously, he didn't have to go and do that. In some ways, it was kind of like it was in some ways I agree with Oakley. I absolutely agree with him. And I may not be in the majority of Raptors fans, but I feel this way. I remember I was working that game. I was in the arena. I was part of the staff at MLSE at that time. And it was stupid and it was so dumb. And we don't know what it could have, should have. He may have just been a shitty, even if he didn't go to his graduation. But man, Charles stirring the pot. Charles stirring the pot. All right, we're right at 2 hours. Right at 2 hours. Mr. Quasimodo is saying happy birthday to them. Good morning, Mr. Quasimodo. Thank you for frequenting my stream. That's right. Tied winners. There you go. The buzzer is sounded, and we have co-dunk champions for 2025. Kareem Thomas, a three-time dunk champion now. And now Isaac Campbell can say he is a dunk champion also. They just did the Grant Hill, Jason Kidd, the co-rookies of the year. That's right. Happy New Year to everyone. My God, continue to bless you and all the new year. That's right, Trevor. I appreciate that, man. All right, let's get out of here, guys. Thanks for watching the Raptor Freak stream. Real quick, the injuries for the Raptors, Yak's out. That's it. For the Nuggets, lots of guys are out. Jokic is out. Cameron Johnson is out. Julian Strother is probable. Aaron Gordon is out. Christian Braun is out. And Tamar Bates is out. So, yeah, the Nuggets got a lot of guys out. The referees for tonight all favor the Nuggets. It's Zach Zarba, Fennessy Ransom, and Robert Hussey. Good job by Raptors 905 and Andrew Jones getting the win against the Westchester Knicks right now to be 5-0 in the regular season. A.J. Lawson, Tyreek Key, A.J. Hogarth, Elijah Martin, and David Roddy are my stars of the game. Honorable mention to Jonathan Mobo. Yeah, so, yeah, there you go. Oh, wait, we got to do the classic card. What are you doing, Lex? Don't screw around. Don't forget your one of the most popular bits on your show, the classic card. Oh, wow. Yeah, we'll do this. We were just talking about this guy. Why not? All right, here we go, guys. We've been getting a lot more of the cards that we love on this channel. Here you go. Who's that, guys? Who is that? Who's that? Who's that? Whoa. Coming back, coming in, coming back, coming in, coming back. Full name answer, get the classic card. It's an easy one. I hope you know who this is. That's right. Whoa, Fiercey. Fix it. UC came in and stole it. UC came in and stole it. Yeah, Feed Van Fleet. No, Fred Van Vliet. That's right. That is a Freddie card. Look at that card. I might have to give this to Adriana later as a New Year's gift. Here you go, Adriana. She loves Fred. Fred's like her favorite. So I think I'm going to give this to her. Sorry, Fiercey. Not this one. Not today. UC, you're going to get the card of the day. It is Fred Van Vliet. Look at that. We got a good Raptor on a great day like New Year's Eve. Fred Van Vliet is the card, and we will give it to UC. UC Fred Van Vliet. Boom goes the dynamite. UC, we're going to give you, what is it, 23? So let's give them a 230 points on this one, just for identifying our guy, 23, Fred Van Vliet. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching me today. Good job, UC. You got 230 trivia points just from identifying Fred Van Vliet and being faster. Yeah, autocorrect will mess you up, Fiercey. It will mess you up. No lie. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Swearing Sundays. Yeah. Swearing Wednesdays. Yeah. Yes to swearing Wednesdays. All right. Let's go, Raptors. Don't take them lightly. Like Troy Henry said, this is still the Nuggets. They have pride, and maybe they have a lot of guys out, but we need to take care of business. We have the home court. We have more talent on our team, and we have more energy, and we need to run them off the court. We need to full court press them. We need to do the things that will ensure the win by taking it to them. That is the keys to the victory, the path to the success of the essence of the win to the victory. Right there is just outplay them. Don't play with your food. Don't lose to a team that you should beat. That's what I'm saying right there. Shoot better. make better decisions on offense. Maybe don't take so many threes. Go inside. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Streaking in the new year. No, we're keeping our clothes on. All right, let's go Raptors and let's beat the Nuggets. Monique, you go to that game and get that W for us, super fan Monique Lawrence. Let's go Raptors. And I'll see y'all next year on New Year's Day. That's all is quiet on New Year's Day.